From trolling people with creepy paintings to possessing a farmer in the grossest way possible, the demonic nun of the Conjuring franchise has racked up plenty of horrifying moments over the years. These are our favorites, and the most brutal. While critics and audiences alike weren't all that impressed with the nun, the film is home to one of the scariest moments featuring the demon Valak in the form of the nun.
She looks like us, but she's not one of us. It's something unholy.
During the climactic final battle between Valak and Sister Irene, Irene uncovers the area where the demon has been lurking under a convent, only to end up being temporarily possessed. After Frenchie saves her, Valak uses its demonic powers to propel Irene into an area partially submerged in water, as the convent's resurrection chamber has been dormant after decades of not being used. Irene looks back at where she last saw Valak, only to see the demon disguised as the nun slowly rise from the water, like the blasphemous apex predator it is. The camera switches to the point of view of Irene, who looks directly at the demon. Just when it seems like she has a moment to get up and continue fighting, Valak charges directly at the camera, grabbing Irene by the face. The speed at which Valak moves incites a shock to the system, and as we view the nun through Irene's eyes, it feels as if it's running right toward us. No one would blame you if you flinched out of reflex. Sometimes the most effective scares are the most simple in execution, and this is the case for the memorable hallway scares of both The Conjuring 2 and The Nun 2. Both films display different versions of the same scare, where an unsuspecting would-be victim peers down a hallway covered in bright floral wallpaper, only to see the menacing figure staring back at them from the other end. The black silhouette of Bonnie Aaron's nun is an unsettling juxtaposition in the seemingly friendly environment, and the build-up to the reveal is nothing short of masterful. In The Conjuring 2 and The Nun 2, respective directors James Wan and Michael Chaves utilize long tracking shots down the hallway, cutting back and forth between the POV of whoever is looking down the hall. Lorraine Warren in the former, Sophie in the latter. It's hard not to hold your breath as characters slowly make their way down the hallway and approach the room at the end of it, especially knowing there's always a risk that the nun is going to take off sprinting toward the screen. The painting scare of The Conjuring 2 is actually a continuation of the previously mentioned hallway scare, but it's so terrifying and effective that it merits its own discussion. Lorraine sees what appears to be the nun on the wall, but flips on a light switch to see that it's just a painting. The deep black charcoal and bright white of her flesh look unsettling and out of place in the warmly designed room, immediately putting us on edge. The fact that the reel-to-reel starts to play Hark the Herald Angels Sing on its own doesn't help either. Suddenly, the lamp near the painting switches off again, and the face of the painting changes ever so slightly. It's not enough to constitute a jump scare, but enough to make us question whether or not the painting really is moving, or if it's just our eyes playing tricks. After the door and windows slam shut on their own, Lorraine watches in silent horror as a shadow walks out from behind another painting in the room and slowly approaches the painting of the nun. After it assumes its position and blends into the painting, physical fingers wrap around the frame as if a person is behind it. Then Valak charges at Lorraine, holding the painting in front of itself. The face of the nun in the painting begins to scream, showing blood-red teeth, with the painting's mouth moving. This horrifying scene is arguably one of the most memorable of the entire franchise. That being said, The Nun 2 tries to build on the painting scene's legacy by using a magazine rack to achieve the same level of terror in a slightly more clever way. As Sister Irene approaches a wall covered with magazines for sale, the wind picks up and starts blowing the pages open. And, of course, glimpses of Valak in the form of the nun randomly pop up. There's no escaping the nun, and there's nowhere for Sister Irene to go. She has to wait for the pages to turn to their rightful spot and face Valak head-on. Anxiety builds as the pages flip faster and louder, only freezing when Valak's image is revealed. But even then, the stopping of the pages offers no relief, as the audience knows that Valak is bound to jump out at any moment. Just when it seems like a scary image is the only thing Sister Irene has to be afraid of, Valak does exactly what is expected and manifests as a physical presence as the street lamps flicker and grabs Sister Irene by the face. Frenchie just can't catch a break when it comes to Valak. In the very first film of the franchise, The Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine Warren discuss assisting an exorcism of a French-Canadian farmer.
And like that, an upside-down cross started to appear from within his body.
As the nun makes clear, this possessed man is Frenchie, whom Valak will use as a vessel to enact evil throughout the Conjuring universe. Frenchie saves Sister Irene's life at the end of the film, only to be shown with an inverted cross under the skin of his neck, a sign that Valak is inside of him. In The Nun 2, the audience sees just how the possession took place, with Valak's demonic tongue forcing its way down Frenchie's throat. Sister Irene tries her best to exorcise Valak from her friend, and it's a brutal procedure that causes him a lot of agony and anguish. Things seem as if they're all resolved at the end of The Nun 2, but fans of the franchise know that Valak is not yet done with Frenchie, and will return for its most relentless attack yet. The next time fans see Frenchie, it will likely be the last time he's seen alive.